As you guys remember, last week we went over the first 3 layers of the iceberg, and now we're going to go over the last 3 layers. Now for this, I'm not going to be whispering or doing any of that. These are just going to show up on the screen, and I tell you what they are. Also, less music is probably going to be used. So let's get into that, shall we? The Outer Limits was a TV series that aired from 1963 until 1965. The reason it's on this list is because some media outlets had previously reported that one of their episodes, Demon with a Glass Hand, was the basis of a settlement that Ellison received after it was allegedly plagiarized for The Terminator. These claims were disputed by the argument that the claim and subsequent settlement were exclusively premised upon the argument that the opening moments of The Terminator had plagiarized the other Ellison script produced by the Outer Limits soldier. Some of what I just said, media outlets thought that Terminator plagiarized the episode playing in front of me, so the guy who supposedly wrote the episode or gave the idea, he sued. Luckily, it was settled out of court, but still. Aurora, or test number 808, is a Terminator that appears as a Caucasian female with the seductive pink lips and a dark beauty spot on her left cheek and long wavy brown hair flowing in the middle of her back. Dark aviator sunglasses, a waist-length leather jacket with a white halter top beneath, skin-tight black leather pants with a large belt, much like a gruesome dog collar on a colossal scale, which she can use to pin human prisoners to a wall and then kiss them as they die. Used for testing humans' survival adaptability, Skynet compiles the data gained from monitoring the Aurora model as it undergoes structured battle with humans in various situations to calculate probable termination times compared with stimulus reaction times. Once the test is complete, Skynet is able to deactivate the model. Aurora was destroyed in a plasma grenade explosion during the raid on Skynet in 2041. Oh god, we're off the fucking rails with that one. Yeah, if you didn't know, she appeared in the Terminator, The Burning Earth, which, in case you didn't know, it was one of the Terminator comic books. The Terminator Dawn of Faith is a 2002 video game developed by Paradigm Entertainment and published by Info Games for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. It is based on the Terminator film series, serving as a prequel to its first 2 films. Superman vs. Terminator Death to the Future is a 2004-part comic book crossover written by Alan Grant with pencils by Steve Pugh and inks by Mike Perkins. The T2 trilogy is a series of novels written by S.M. Sterling set after the events of Terminator 2 Judgment Day and first published in May of 2001, which makes them the first works to officially continue the franchise. The series consists of 3 novels: T2 Infiltrator, Rising Storm, and T2 The Future War. The thing about these is that these 3 books are they're good books. I was wondering, why didn't James Cameron make these books into the later Terminator film that he directed in 2019 rather than coming up with Dark Fate? And the writing staff who was responsible for the first 3 movies after Judgment Day, why didn't they take one of these books and just combine all 3 of these books together to get some content? Seriously, I don't know why they didn't do that. That just seemed like an option that I thought they'd take, you know? This is referring to an early script draft of Terminator 2 where John is doing the opening narrating instead of Sarah, and he mentions Judgment Day having occurred in 1999 as opposed to 1997. The year 2000, a bit much there, just a thought. This is just a Reddit string theory by u/TrickyPants on Terminator subreddit. Yeah, you can go check that out if you want to. Plenty of interviews by James Cameron cite his main inspiration for the Terminator series is from a nightmare he had about a chrome skeleton coming out of a furnace of flames towards him. He mentioned that he was feeling sick and distant at the time of writing it out. This is just another string theory on Reddit which a few articles have adopted. This one stems merely over the fact that Cameron directed both movies and another Titanic theory about Jack Dawson being a time traveler. A sorta important plot Easter egg of some sorts in Fallout 2, its main objective is similar to the Skynet of the Terminator franchise. That little robot right there, right beside trash can, yeah, that's Skynet.
Fucking set, you prick!
I'm sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 fucking second. The fuck are you doing? Are you professional or not?
Yes, I am.
Do I fucking walk around and rip that? No, shut the fuck up, Bruce. Do I want? No! No! Don't shut me up. Am I gonna walk around and rip your fucking lights down in the middle of a scene? Then why the fuck are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da, like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you?
Yeah, that one was self-explanatory. Christian Bale was having a full-on meltdown. I shit you not. I don't get why they blurred out his face. Well, in the beginning they said it was to protect his identity, but what identity? He's pretty much well known at this point. Is this really necessary? Moving on. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're talking about here. It could be that the show was going to time travel or time jump to the 40s or 50s. Which if that's the case, then glad they didn't do it. Don't need to confuse any more people with the timelines because they're all out of whack. But yeah, I'm not really sure what it's talking about. So Neon, can you please tell me, because when you were writing this down, you forgot to tell me what this means. Bethesda had developed a number of games within the Terminator series. The most notable is the one playing in front of me, Terminator Future Shock. And I have to say this one's ahead of its time. You know, since there were little to no games that were first-person shooters during the 90s, so this one had to be ahead of its time. Myron Stark, or T-888, is a Terminator series from the Sarah Connor Chronicles that had gotten stuck around New Year's Eve of 1920 that was sent to kill California Governor Mark Wyman in 2010. Yeah, based on what I just said, this Terminator is pretty fucking worthless. So, hybrids or human Terminators were designed by the Genetics Division of Cyberdyne Systems through Skynet's Project Angel research program. Marcus is considered to be one of these TH models. Tubular Corporation is a fictional Italian megacorporation that serves as a counterpart to the Cyberdyne system. Okay, let me crowd the crap. It's basically a ripoff of the Cyberdyne systems from Terminator. It's basically from the movie Terminator 2, the Italian version, or they call it Shocking Dark. The only thing that was shocking dark was everybody's brains, whoever came up with this idea. That's the only shocking dark thing. This movie was a shitty knockoff. So we have covered the fourth layer. So at the moment I'm gonna be taking a break because I didn't really get any proper sleep because I was doing this. So once I'm done taking a nap, I'll get back to this. So see ya. I'm back and it's now 8:27 p.m., which means I've been sleeping for a while, to say the least. But I'm back and I'm ready to do the rest of this list. So we are now at level 5 of the Terminator Iceberg, and what down here, it's basically theories. It's basically theories or things that people never knew about or things that people speculate, things like that. So let's do this. In the opening credit scene of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the four burning spring rocket rides in the nuked playground represent the four horsemen of the apocalypse from the book of Revelations. To elaborate on this more, the four horsemen of the apocalypse are figures in Christian faith appearing in the New Testament's final book, Revelation, an apocalypse written by John of Patmos, as well as in the Old Testament's prophetic book of Zechariah, and in the book of Ezekiel, where they are named as punishments from God. Each of the horsemen represent a different facet of the apocalypse: conquest, war, famine, and death. Eliza is a TX Terminator originally intended to be sent to the past by Skynet. However, it was captured and reprogrammed by the Resistance. It was featured in the novel Terminator Hunt. Alright, so this one's actually a sad one. The bar scene in Terminator 2 Judgment Day was filmed not only across from the street where Rodney King was beaten by Los Angeles police, but on the exact same night it occurred. The T-1000, also referred to as the T-Meg, was a gigantic spider-like non-humanoid hunter-killer entirely made of the same mimic polyalloy as the T-1000. It defended Skynet's central core from attack. This one's just a rumor and it's not true. So essentially the rumor goes that O.J. Simpson was originally cast to play the Terminator, but the thing is, that's not really the case. It was supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger all along. The idea was that they wanted O.J. Simpson to play the Terminator, but James Cameron quickly shut down the idea. So it was just an idea. O.J. Simpson was never meant to originally play it. It was just an idea. The T-3000 is a fictional cyborg assassin serving as the main antagonist of Terminator Genisys, the fifth installment in the Terminator series portrayed by Jason Clarke. Couldn't find much information on this, and I'm on a timeline, so it's too late to ask Neon, so I'm gonna throw a wild guess and say that people think that Candyman and the T-800 are connected somehow, based on the fact that they're played by the same actor. The T-Infinity prototype temporal Terminator is created by Skynet. Its purpose is to make sure the timelines don't get out of balance. By far, it seems there is only one prototype created by Skynet and sent to correct time. Termination was a planned animated television series about various points in the Terminator franchise. It was first announced in January of 2008 at a Terminator the Sarah Connor Chronicles convention. The plan ultimately didn't fall through. In case you didn't realize, this is referring to James Cameron's big brain idea to kill off John Connor, the guy who's supposed to lead the Resistance. Yeah, a lot of people were upset about this and James Cameron was trying to defend it. Don't worry guys, James Cameron's Alzheimer's is kicking in because that was not a big brain move. You killed off the character who's supposed to lead the Resistance. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't. Why would you kill off the character that's supposed to save humanity? That just makes no sense. Hence why I always shit on the movie. Like, I don't want to, but I literally don't have a choice because of that stupid decision to kill off John Connor. I think there is gonna be a 7th installment. It could happen, but at this point I don't think anybody wants it. Because let's be real, you can't blame James Cameron for the other 3 movies after Judgment Day. You can't really blame him for that. Other 3 or 4, at this point I don't care. You can't really blame him for those movies because he wasn't a part of those. But he literally came back years after, and rather than him realizing that this is the break that he needed, the break that he needed to come back with fresh ideas, he came up with Dark Faith. Instead of combining novels together and getting something out of it, He essentially just came up with Dark Fate, and that pretty much killed the franchise. It was pretty much lackluster. It was pretty much a box office flop by Terminator standards. I can go on and on about how Dark Fate sucks and I hate it so much, but I think I'm done you know what, I'm done. Painkiller Jane vs. Terminator Time to Kill is a book by Jimmy Palmiotti. I really hope I pronounced that right. I really hope so. So that pretty much wraps up this portion of the iceberg. It's now 10:45 p.m., which means I'm going to bed after this because I am very tired. You do not know how long I've been. It's been like almost 3 hours to the point where I'm slurring my speeches. But I'm going to bed, so when I wake up, we will be heading to the last layer. Fortunately, there are only a couple things in the last layer, and I would do it now, but like I said, I'm tired and I'm going to bed. So, good night again. Alright, I'm finished sleeping now, so let's get into level 6 of the list. I mean iceberg, whatever the hell it wants to be. Alright, so down here where the iceberg is, this is where there's theories and where things are left in obscurity, or things that people really and truly just don't know about. So we're gonna be going over that, so let's get into it, shall we? This theory might be true. Think about it. With all the decisions and all the behind the scenes nonsense, of course there's going to be a belief that those behind it knew what they were doing and managed to put the nail in the coffin for the franchise. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this was true, because let's be real, Dark Fate sucked. Like, it sucked a whole lot. Yeah, I shit you not, there is an actual surveillance program where a machine gathers phone tracking information on possible terror suspects called the NSA Skynet. What makes this really bad is that they could potentially be killing people like this. Think about it. If the machine malfunctions, then it could be possible that the machine might just pick up people who aren't terrorists and people might end up getting killed. Very odd. The reason that Terminator Project Skynet is down here is because of obscurity, but this was supposed to be another television series that was in development to follow after the release of Terminator Genisys. Yeah. Okay, so there's an actual Japanese robotics company called Cyberdyne Incorporated that is noted for taking steps into making an actual exoskeleton quite similar to the Terminator franchise. Its founder, Sankai, and the director of Terminator Salvation, MCG, have actually met in an interview in 2009. And like that, we are done with the Terminator Iceberg chart. I have to say, this was a long journey. I figured out things that I've really never noticed or known about the show. Special thanks to Neon Kiyomi for allowing me to read this iceberg. His iceberg will be in the link in the description, along with the music that I have also used for this video. And special thanks to WWE. No, you don't understand why I'm thanking them. I'm thanking the WWE because they tried to claim my first Terminator video. All that really showed me was that it doesn't matter what, the WWE will always be trying to find ways to earn money, even trying to claim videos that aren't theirs. Luckily, I disputed it because their claim was bullshit. So, I'll just see you guys in the next video. I'll be doing another iceberg chart, but you don't know what it will be, so I'll tell you that later. Peace.